William and Cate.
William and Cate, the dynamic duo. Henry didn't mean to buy dynamite when he adopted 2 cats. Still, by Wednesday, it felt as though he'd smuggled nitroglycerine into suburbia and then politely asked it not to explode. The curtain rod fiasco should have been the high watermark. Instead, it became the prologue. The Earl Grey geyser was followed by 3 days of sardine-scented slip and slide, the death of the grandfather clock, and a cucumber rescue operation that flooded the bathroom floor so thoroughly the tiles still made squelching noises when Henry wept on them. In a desperate bid for serenity, Henry installed baby-proof locks on everything that opened wider than a coin slot, downloaded a meditation app called Calm Please, and put a laminated sign on the fridge that read, "Not a playground, love management." Cate absorbed these developments, blinked once, and spent the afternoon teaching herself how to bypass combination locks using a paperclip and William's whisker for added leverage. By dawn, every cupboard yawned open again, and William was asleep in a colander, wearing Henry's dentures like novelty fangs. Henry attempted to reclaim dignity by organizing a Zoom call with his grandniece's kindergarten class. All he had to do was read The Very Hungry Caterpillar. Simple. He arranged the laptop, the ring light, the book, the mug of tea, and, fatally, the cats, who were just having a nap. 2 minutes into the story, William padded across the keyboard, toggled some mysterious shortcut, and replaced Henry's wholesome background with a looping gif of a Tasmanian devil vomiting confetti. Cate, offended by the literary inaccuracies of caterpillar biology, leapt onto the desk and swatted the book clean off screen. The children screamed, the teacher gasped, Henry froze while still holding an invisible book, and William beamed at the newfound applause. Cate signed off with a poor smack that muted Henry, ended the meeting, and, because true genius never rests, began a cryptocurrency mining program in the background. Henry's laptop hasn't been the same since. It hums now, quietly printing Bitcoin fragments, and occasionally puffs out what smells suspiciously like burnt Weet-Bix. The next disaster arrived in the form of Henry's weekly grocery delivery. The driver left the boxes neatly near the front door. Cate immediately archived the word "neatly" into the part of her brain labeled "let's fix that." With surgical precision, she slit the tape. Henry still doesn't know which claw she sharpened for that. Liberated a 5-kilo bag of flour and rolled it down the hallway like a disgruntled snowdrift. William, seeing white powder everywhere, assumed it was festive beach sand, dove head first, and emerged a ghost cat in a flour cloud so thick the smoke alarm fainted. By the time Henry wrestled the vacuum from the closet, Cate had dragged the industrial-sized bag of popping corn to the lounge, slashed it open, and rolled William through it until he resembled a heavily crumbed schnitzel. Then she jumped onto the remote control, cranking the heater to maximum. 10 minutes later, random kernels began detonating under the sofa cushions like small arms fire, and a confused William sprinted in circles, leaving chicken Kiev footprints across every upholstered surface Henry had ever loved. At this point, Henry insisted on a professional intervention, the vet for a behavioral consult. The vet's receptionist, hearing cat and mild destruction, penciled them in for Tuesday. Cate hacked the reminder email, redirected it to Henry's spam folder, and instead scheduled a mobile dog grooming van for the same time slot. When Tuesday rolled around, the van reversed confidently into Henry's driveway. William, seeing the giant decal of a cheerful Labrador in a bathtub, decided Labrador bathing was surely his new hobby, bolted inside the van, and pressed the auto-wash button. 20 seconds later, a door burst open, and a soap-slick, howling Burman shot across the lawn like a greased missile, trailing lavender foam. Henry sprinted after him in slippers, slipped on a rogue popcorn kernel, and performed a swan dive into the hedge where Barry from number 12 was quietly trimming his roses. Barry now swears he witnessed an elderly Tinkerbell in flannel pajamas, crash-landing in his petunias. Henry swears Barry's roses smell like revenge. While Henry untangled himself from rose thorns, Cate entered stage left with a garden rake balanced across her shoulders like a samurai's polearm. She didn't use it, of course. She simply paraded past Barry's security camera, ensuring Henry would be treated to high-definition footage of a black cat with a weapon strolling through the daisies at dusk. The neighborhood Facebook group exploded with conspiracy theories about feline uprisings and doomsday cults. Someone started selling Cate 2024, our new Overlord bumper stickers. Henry bought one, ironically. It arrived stuck to his forehead, courtesy of William, who thought it was a new brand of forehead Band-Aid. Nightfall brought rain, and Henry, remembering the skylight fiasco, preemptively duct-taped the remote shut. Cate waited until 3 a.m., produced a second remote she'd liberated from the manufacturer's supply chain, and opened the skylight anyway, just as William triggered the motion-sensing garden sprinklers by chasing a moth across the sensor. Water sheeted in from above, water arced in through the patio doors, and somewhere, Alex the Amazon Alexa misheard the chaos's order 40 kilos of catnip express. The delivery is set to arrive Friday. Henry's considering moving to Greenland on Thursday, so Henry sits tonight under a golf umbrella in his recliner. Cate chewed the power cable to the ceiling light for ambience, sipping lukewarm chamomile, listening to Bach's Air on repeat, because the radio only does Russian jazz now, and watching William attempt to woo the Roomba. Cate is nearby, pretending to sleep while actually running a silent auction for the garden gnomes on eBay. Henry knows this because every time Cate yawns, his phone pings with PayPal notifications. He briefly imagines a universe in which he owns just one goldfish, maybe a cactus, a universe with rugs that remain dry and cucumbers that stay in the salad drawer instead of the toilet bowl. But then William flops into his lap damp, flour-flecked, smelling inexplicably of lavender and sardines, and purrs so loudly Henry's ribs vibrate, and Cate curls against his leg, eyes half-lidded, plotting global domination in comforting silence. And Henry, somehow, smiles. Because a quiet life is overrated, and besides, the cats have already changed his passwords. You can baby-proof a house, but you can't genius-proof Cate or idiot-proof William, and retirement brochures never mention either disclaimer.
William and Cate will be back very soon with another hilarious story. Please like, subscribe or follow. William and Cate will be sharing their stories on a variety of social media platforms, so keep a lookout for them.